Ready? I'll wait a second.
Yes, please do.
Okay, it's 9 o'clock and I'll call the meeting of the Codington County Commissioners to order. Commissioner Van Dusen, would you lead us in the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, number 2, call for public comment. So public comment, we have space at the end of the agenda. Public comment can be in person or by telephone at the following 2 numbers: 605-882-6248 or 605-882-6297. Are there any conflict of interest items for any of the commissioners on the agenda today?
No.
None for me. Okay, sir, we're going to entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
So motion by Van Dusen to approve the agenda today.
I'll second it.
Second by Schwer. Any additions or additions? I do think we have some executive session needs, I think, for personnel. But other than that, I don't think there's anything. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We'll say no. That motion carries. Number 5, action to approve our minutes from last week. Motion by
Second.
Johnson, second by Waterman. Any corrections or additions? Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We'll say no. That motion carries. So next thing we have on the agenda is number 6, a presentation by the Watertown Development Company.
Not Mark. Just come on.
Coming up. Yeah.
He's been a little scared of this gentleman. He, every time I see him, he needs about a couple strokes on the course. So, things have never went well around JT's.
You just say you are Mark.
Okay, I'm Mark Dunn. I'm with, I'm employed by First Premier Bank. I'm on the board for the Watertown Development Company. Thank you for the opportunity to come here and present today. You guys have been a major investor throughout many years for the Watertown Development Company, and we're coming up on our next 5-year campaign, dubbing it Watertown 2.0. Probably coming off one of the best runs that we've had as an organization over the last 5 years. If you can look at the building activity that's went on throughout the region through the last 5 years, and you may have forgotten it. A lot of people do. We had a little thing called COVID that the Watertown Development Company stepped up with some disaster loans during that time to help out business owners and communities. So we're doing more than building apartment buildings and as far as bringing in industry. So there's a lot of things that are going on. Coming in our next campaign, I'll give you a high level. I'm not sure. We do have a 1-page handout that we'll kind of focus on some of that, but kind of the missions of what this next 5 years are going to be. The things we're going to hit on are business retention, expansion, again, continue to expand our existing businesses and to bring new industry in, business attraction. What can we do as a community to attract people to the region? Last 5 years, you can see what we did. The downtown, the transformation of the downtown was key in bringing people in, and it's even smaller venues too. They'll do the carnival on Kemp. You see the music that is going on Kemp. That is Watertown Development. That's behind that. Workforce development for Codington County, that remains a key issue. Is we just need to get more workforce in. We have potential, especially now, for how successful not only the region is here, but the state of South Dakota. We have a lot of businesses that do want, like our tax laws here, and want to come. We have to get that workforce development in, and that's working one-on-one with LATC, which they've done a wonderful job in responding to the needs of what business has done. But Watertown Development has been key, kind of working hand in hand with that.
But on the workforce, and Troy, you might, I guess, as a board member, you might have insight. So would you say it's mostly in that skilled level that LATC addresses?
It's all across
just
all. That's
everywhere?
across all.
Okay.
We use them a lot as far as on the manufacturing side is what they're teaching relevant. I know I utilize Lake Erie on the banking side. They're reaching out to me 2 to 3 times a year saying, what, the skills that we're teaching our students, is it relevant in the workplace? But the WDC will work hand in hand to make sure in conjunction, and just not with the Lake area. They're working with all different skill types on developing jobs. So it's just something as a region.
The county's actually benefited a great deal with the partnership with Lake Area Tech and the development company as well, as far as hiring deputies and officers to work in this area. So
just working with some of the Ukrainian refugees, you see a need for just that, even the unskilled level. I mean, just entry level. There's a huge need there too, is what.
And you'll see that as that develops, or when it develops, that you're going to see the WDC step up and help these refugees, either obtain jobs or obtain the skill levels. They'll work hand in hand on things we need to do as a community to either accept them and get even so that they're successful. So community development, again, we're going to support the capital efforts, whether it is the area around the ice arena, downtown plaza foundation. We're going to help support those efforts in that, and then we'll also working on providing data tools. I'm not sure if you guys had the opportunity to read the Maxwell research report on housing study that was just conducted, that was done by WDC, is done by Maxwell Research out of the Twin Cities. They came in to the area, and this is just not Watertown, it's countywide. They're doing an assessment on what we need. They said, again, strong need for housing, which is a shocker, but it's 60 by 2030. They want 1,630 units that we need as a city to keep up with demand.
Really?
And not only that, but they're measuring the inflows, outflows on a daily basis for Watertown, so, and the region. So you can see on a daily basis. I actually just had that up here. So 6,000 people, almost 6,100 people come into Watertown from outside the county. I can pass that around. And 3,800 people leave to work outside of Watertown. It's just kind of handout from that slideshow, just showing just the impact of this region on a daily basis. But a lot of this data is provided through the WDC. The TIF loans that you're seeing, they're underwriting that, gathering the data for those TIF loans. And then they're going to have a flexibility fund is the last item on this next 5-year campaign. Just to be to allow them to step in as needed. You saw that example, God forbid we have another pandemic or something like that, just the flexibility for the company to step in when the community needs us. So what we're asking, so what we've done on an annual basis, if you look at that sheet above, if I can slide down, annual tax revenue to the city, 481,000 for this per year, 224,000. That was through the last 5-year campaign. So that's what we were able to do. The last 5 years, I believe it was $250,000 contribution over 5 years that the county made. This 5-year campaign, what I am here to ask is to see if 300,000 would be possible, based on the agendas that we want to accomplish. Other things that are coming into play, if you look from 2018 to now, there's been 21.5% cumulative inflation. So that would be $250,000 donation 5 years ago would be equivalent to about 303,000 today. Again, any bit helps. You guys have been so great to the Watertown Development Company, and we're committed to increase that annual tax revenue. I do have to say that that number is actually not as strong as it will be, because in that 224,000, you're seeing a number of these bigger projects done through TIF loans. The county, after the TIF loans are paid off, then the county's going to get the full value of these new properties. But overall, I can't thank the county enough for what you've done. And we're on a good run for this whole region. I think we need to keep the momentum going, and to grow this entire county, so.
Just to add on what Mark said, Mr. Chair, if I can, I sit on the executive board of the Watertown Development Company, and I was unaware when I got appointed to the board by this commission, the extent to which Codington County benefits by the development company. It says Watertown Development Company, but really it's Regional Development Company is what the title should be. Because the company actually, when you look at housing and you look at the taxable revenue that's coming into the city of Watertown by, just through steps that the development company is taking to on the housing issue and working with private industry and bringing business to the area, and all that generates revenue for the county and for the city. And so I think it's a win-win. I'm glad to sit on that board.
And yeah, everyone in the county, look at the Florence's, the transfers, the opportunity with this housing right now, there's opportunity for everyone. And you can see the data shows that they're coming in or they'll go out. At the end of the day, we just need housing. And if you guys want, I can definitely email out housing study. I'd encourage everyone to look at it. There's a lot of great data within there on the community itself, makeup, income levels. And
so basically, Mark, what the ask is right now is for an additional $15,000 over the next 5 years.
Over the next 5 years.
In addition to what we're giving already.
Correct.
Okay.
So
that's a 5 year.
that's
Oh,
a 5 year
commitment.
commitment.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
If you want to give it all at once, that's fine. But no, so it's over. It's over.
It's a
5 years,
it's a
so
capital campaign for the development company.
Just thought in asking that we appreciate everything that Watertown Development done in the past, and we have been supporting it. But sometimes I just want to give you a heads up. The rubber has to meet the road. You have to keep the roads up in Codington County, and it's getting to be more and more expensive every year.
Yeah.
And how many times can you come back to the water trough? And there may be a day when we're gonna say, no, we can't do it anymore, because we gotta keep the lights on in county. And that's our number one responsibility. And I know Watertown Development will help do that, because it will increase tax revenue. But you realize that that tax revenue really doesn't help us that much. It does help, but we run on real estate taxes. So and that's the only income we have.
But I think it works hand in hand. We're bringing people in and building housing, and that's where you're getting real estate taxes on that end. I do totally understand what you're saying.
But everybody's been using the excuse of, well, it's inflation. It's inflation. Well, one of these days, inflation isn't going to be an excuse anymore. Maybe we'll get it back down there. So, but I just want to give you people a heads up that don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
Because I may be the one that says no.
Yeah.
Done. We gotta draw the line right now, and that could be this year when we start looking at the budget really close.
Trust me, as a banker in me, I appreciate appreciate that. And certainly understand, and we all have to be good stewards with the funds that we have. I do promise you that we'll be great stewards, and not only that, is kind of look as an investment. It'd be same as putting fertilizer on a field. You're going to get an output if you plant your field, but what type of output? Here, this is the equivalent of putting fertilizer on, and you're going to get a better output. We're going to get more people in the community. It's a more thriving community. That's what the overall goal is.
Yeah, thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
The development company has hired a new executive director to replace Michelle Kakacek, and his name is Chris Clifton. Chris, I think, was planning on being here this morning, but was unable to make it. But he is from Wyoming. He has a whole lot of economic development experience. And so we're looking for good things with Chris, and I'm sure he's going to do great things. So thanks, Mark. Anything else?
No.
Thanks for the rundown.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it, Mark. Thanks.
If you guys ever have questions, certainly you have Troy's phone number,
And we'd like to.
any complaints, send it his way. Compliments, call me.
Yeah.
So
Seems to me I've seen the housing study on some email, but it wouldn't hurt to send it again.
I could send it out, and then there's the housing study itself, and then there's a presentation that Max Field
I think I
It's
saw the
great
slides. Yeah.
demographic. You
Yeah.
know, I encourage everyone in the community to just good understanding the makeup of the community, income levels, industry, what's driving the behavior. So it was
Yeah.
great.
Okay.
You want to email that to me, I can source it out to them.
Absolutely. Okay.
Thanks, Mark.
Well, appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks, Mark.
yeah,
Thank you. All righty. So next we have monthly reports, extension, and Myron, did I hear you say you were going to cover
Yeah,
for?
Jody's busy. She's very, very busy. 4-H treatment days are going on. They were last night, I was out there till 7:30, 4 to 8 judging and we had a really very, very good turnout. I've been doing this for ever. Anyway, I think last night I had more exhibits I judged than I have for many, many years now, which is really good. That's what it's all about, get some growth. Today they're entering the livestock and getting involved in the livestock show part of it. So she is really very, very busy, tied up, but she extends the invitation. I think you all got a meal ticket for tomorrow's barbecue, and looking forward to all of us attending, and that would be one of the things that more than 3 of us might be in attendance at. But it's going well. And that's her report in a nutshell. Then as soon as she gets done with that, it's a state fair. So that's one thing that.
She's got a very, very busy schedule this month,
Yep, she's busy.
and there was a lot of kids that participated, and it's good to see that.
Yep, that's good.
All right, thank you. Hey, number 7B, the veteran service officer, Todd Rose coming up.
Want to get it out.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, well, let's go through some numbers from the VSO office. We currently have 155 open claims, 73 that are pending action at the VA. 166 to date completed claims. Currently working with 51 veterans outside the county, and 21 of those claims have been completed. New monthly compensation coming into the county is $9,986 for the month of July. Year to date is $77,350. That's in the monthly amount. And we had a couple of huge claims come through for retro payments, claims that have been working on for quite a while. So the retro payment for July was $483,000. And some change. Year to date, $934,000 is year to date with retro payments. 5 veteran transports in July, and 2 veteran transports scheduled for August. Just a little caveat when we talk about these numbers up above, I'd just like to remind the commission that these are, monthly. They don't, we'll start over next year. We've never done this before, and the one-time retro payments. These funds would not be there without the time to assist veterans and their dependents with their claims. Most of the month's increase comes from 2 claims that were previously denied by the VA. We were able to research and find evidence that was already in their files. It's nothing that we had to go out and get, or it was in their records to begin with. Us having the time and the ability, being able to get into the VA file system and research, he found one paragraph about like that on page 23 of 96 documents in the VA file system out of numerous files, probably 3 pages of files, and was able to put a Vietnam veteran boots on ground back in 2014. So that related into about $350,000 in retro payments that the VA, and it was there, the VA, and sometimes when the VA does when they scan a document, that was in cursive writing.
Mhm.
So when they go in to look for the file, it doesn't read the cursive aspect of things.
Yeah, go optical care.
So that veteran was denied from 2014 to today.
Wow.
So it's huge. And again, not being able to have I just thank you because from the county VSOs in the state and talking with state and stuff like that, us having the ability to have 2 VSOs just provides our veterans and our local veterans just such an advantage from that standpoint. Just caveats to you guys for stepping up and doing that from that standpoint. On the other side of things here, I would like to talk a little bit about the metrics that we're providing. It's been 6 months since we kind of kicked this off. I mean, we haven't really discussed this to say if you guys enjoy or think it's value us doing that. I mean, from our office, it does give us some great statistics to report. It's not overburdening or we're burdening us. That's the right word, sorry. But because we're able to utilize that to track our day-to-day work.
Mhm.
So it's a productive aspect from that. We don't track phone calls. We don't track walk-ins. I mean, I think we're busy enough by the data that you see up there. I don't think you're going to gain much from that. Some offices have in the past, I've heard in the other areas. My thought would be that it's not useful enough get data and it'd be kind of counterproductive.
So it's, yeah, you're talking about like what you're giving are measures of effectiveness. I mean,
Yes.
so you're showing by the amounts of money and things like that, how effective it is, as opposed to like a walk-in would be what you call a measure of performance. Just, did you do the thing, but what the results are doesn't really show. So, yeah, makes sense.
So I just kind of want to give a little bit of kudos to you from the commission and then kind of explain that and where we're going forward. I think we'll continue to utilize the metrics from that standpoint. City auditorium update, AC still not working. I don't think that they're going to do anything more with that from that standpoint until October. The handicap lift is still not working. If you guys need to discuss with me later on today, just give me a call. I won't stay around for the whole meeting. VA dropped off another DA vehicle here. If you've noticed over here in the parking lot, we have 2 now. We got that from Grant County. They didn't want it anymore. I guess they devised, did some research in their county to generate some funds out of the county. They were having trouble trying to find drivers to drive it. So it was sitting there for quite a while. So that's why we got that. It'll be there until the VA decides if there's another county or some other better place to ask to send that. Travel for J&I has been approved for 5 through 7 September, Sioux Falls VSO training. Also, the Veterans Day ceremony will be at the County Extension Center this year, Friday, 10th of November, 1000 hours. And that the VFW will be overseeing that. And the South Dakota Department of Veterans Affairs Secretary Greg Whitlock will be the guest speaker. Any questions?
That's good. Good data.
So the city's gonna fix the air conditioner in October. Huh?
Well, no. I did not say that. I said they weren't going to do anything, I don't think, until October. So
Well, that kind of covers that topic right there.
Take that under consideration as soon as the weather cools off.
Yeah.
right on.
And when the roof ain't leaking anymore, it's not raining.
Check. Okay.
All right, thanks, Tom.
Thank you, John.
We budget requests on there. Do we want to go through any of these things today or you hold up?
If you want to do the mandates, or I mean, if Becky.
Yeah, what Becky, why don't we take number 9?
I think she has an exact 2, so I mean, we can wait for you guys.
Yeah.
Morning, Becky.
Good morning.
Yeah, why don't we do that a little later? Let's help. Let's get it. All right. So this is a person, let's see,
Personnel.
yeah, action to approve advertising and hiring of a deputy state's attorney to fill a vacancy.
Yes, Danielle Rang has submitted her resignation. She is relocating to Sioux Falls. She's getting married. And so we will have an opening at the end of the month. And so I'm just looking for permission to advertise that position again.
This is your motion.
She didn't ask us if she could get married.
No, she did not ask our permission.
So.
A motion by Johnson.
I'll second it.
Second by Schwer. So any questions or discussion? That's pretty. All right, hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Say no. Okay, so that motion carries. Should we just, do you
I'll
mind,
stick
do you
around.
mind coming back for exact?
Yep,
for-
yep,
okay,
I'm just
okay.
gonna stick around. I'm
Okay.
getting some paperwork done on that.
Okay, have you done?
Well,
She's gonna wait till next week. and-
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Done some. I was gonna offer that to you, but I figured you'd say something if you want, if you want to go. So number 10, why don't we take care of number 10 and 11 with, since Andrew's here. So number 10 is action to declare Codington County Search and Rescue 2005 8x22 boat trailer surplus to be donated.
So Game Fish and Parks was generous enough to let us utilize one of their boats for over 10 years. The trailer that the boat is sitting on was actually purchased by Search and Rescue Support, and I guess just to facilitate freeing up a little bit of space. We don't need the boat anymore. They're going to Purple Wave, or I think it's going to Purple Wave auction, but it'll just be easier if it has a trailer to ride on. So we were just going to give it to Game Fish and Parks.
So
And I guess that's
so
what
boat goes someplace else and trailer goes to Game Fish and Parks.
Well, the boat was Game Fish and Parks.
Oh, was Game,
originally,
I'm sorry,
so-
sorry, okay.
So it
All
would
right.
just be a package deal that they could sell them.
So the trailer isn't county property. It's purchased by Search and Rescue. So I'll make a motion.
So motion by Van Duzen,
Second it.
second by Johnson. Any other questions or discussions for Andrew? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. That motion carries. Do you want number 11? How we doing on, so number 11 is discussion possible action to enact a burn ban resolution. How we doing?
Think we hold off for now, though one of the fire chiefs did say that it's the driest it's been all year, so. But I mean, the majority of them wanna, or think it's okay to hold off.
Okay.
We've got chances to rain later this week and not supposed to get a whole lot for wind, so.
Okay. All right. Any questions on that one from people? Okay. All right. Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks, Andrew.
Okay, number 12, action to approve abatement
There are
applications.
no abatements, no claims, no budget supplements. Did you want to do the mandated and non-mandated, or do you want?
Yeah, why don't we go through and go back up to,
We'll be fairly fast. You guys all pull out your binders. We'll just go through those really.
so this is, yeah, so going back to number 8, budget requests.
Use, the mandates. Basically. Things that, we have no choice, but we need to. The very first page elections, we've already done that one, I think my budget, judicial system. Even the same amount of money as we did last year.
So this covers things to support the court, mostly, like the sound system, for example, in the courtroom that we did.
I'll update on what you guys like to think.
Yeah.
Next one, collection agents. So I don't have my mic on. Collection agency, that is, we have hired them to collect the liens that individuals have against the county. So we're just leaving that amount the same as well. Court appointed attorney left that the same. You know, we aren't quite a full year into what we did when we no longer have our public defender contract. So just left that amount the same, and we will reevaluate that next year, see where we're at, how that plays out. The next one is abuse and neglected child defense, leaving that one the same. Just have that in there. Catastrophic legal, that is that pool that we belong to, that we pay every year. So that's the same. And then the next one is predatory animal, and that is determined on how many cattle and sheep we have in our county, and that's an amount that is determined by the state. So bump that up to 5,500 this, well, I guess it is the same as last year. Unemployment insurance, that's status quo, leaving that the same as well. General domestic abuse, that is the Beacon Center. They left that budget in the same amount as they did last year. And Memorial Day, we contributed $150 every year for The Memorial Day program, left that the same. Waterfowl production, left that the same. And that US geological, the flood monitoring stations, we're gonna leave that alone. Same amount as we did last year, we're okay with that. Domestic abuse, women's resource, left that amount the same as well. That comes for fees that we collect. Now we'll move on then to the nonprofits. Watertown Transit, they left their budget in the same amount as they did last year. And ICAP will support the individual over in the welfare office. They did up that a little bit. And the senior aid companion this year, they did not request any funds. They had an individual step forward and give them a donation. So we did not have a request from them.
Yeah, again, I'm sorry, I missed that.
ICAP.
What's that?
Um,
What's it show? What's it actually say on the?
let me look. It's a senior aid.
Oh, senior aid. okay.
Yeah, so it's activity 433, 101,
Okay, got it.
433.
Yeah,
Yeah, senior aid. I don't know why it says senior aid because ICAP really isn't senior aid, but that's just what it's.
Okay.
Like that. But that supports the ICAP worker over at the welfare office. Historic preservation, that is across the street, our museum. She left her budget amount the same as previous year. And Humane Society, they went up $1,000. They made an increase. And historical sites is the Millet House. They increased their budget by $500. Am I going too fast? for you?
No, you get just, I have an older version of the, I didn't have.
Oh.
The amount.
Okay, that one wasn't on there yet. Yeah, I suppose maybe not, sorry. But they did increase their
What's the Millet House under historical buildings?
historical sites. Yeah, they increased theirs by 500. Maybe you have an older
Yep,
version.
okay. no,
You're okay on
yeah,
that one?
no, it's-
Okay. And they have statistics in there for you if you want to go through and read all that later, that's fine. Any of those that have supporting documents. Okay, next one, Boys and Girls Club. They increased theirs by $2,538 is what they did their increase this year. Yeah, we're getting there. They sent a lot of supporting documentation as well. Zoological Society, I don't know if you have that one either.
Yeah,
They increased theirs by $1,000 also
I got that one.
from last year. And tourism, the Glacial Lakes, that's the board Lee sits on, left that, they've asked for $750. And so we just, they
That's a-
continue to ask for that
That's a
same
dues.
amount.
I think that's the dues.
Then the final one is the economic development focus Watertown. Their request was increased by that 15,000 to 60,000 this year. So.
Okay.
That should take care of all
So
of
that's-
our,
Okay, just even though it shows 0 on the screen, so it's 60,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
okay, just a few updates. So.
I thought you had the new one, but I guess you don't have it on that one.
Okay.
Okay, yes, they asked for, their request is for 60,000 this year. And that is their 5-year campaign, so it'd be 60,000 for the next 5 years. All right, that takes care of all of our mandates and nonprofits, so.
Okay, any questions on those? We're kind of fast. There was one on geological survey.
I think we need to be reminded that these are requests and that, when we start tightening the belt, these are some things that we need to really look at. It's pretty easy for them to ask what they had last year or increase it by 1,000 or 15,000 or whatever the case may be. And I guess none of you were here when we had to cut back one other time, and we just cut all this stuff out. We just said, we gotta put the halt through this and that was hard to do.
Mhm.
Brenda and I were on the board at that particular time, and so we just didn't fund any of these budget items right here in order to get back on track. And I don't want to do that again, so we need to be cautious as we proceed here in spending. Okay, I'll get off my stool.
No, that's a good point. Thank you. Appreciate it. So, so yeah, these are requests, but, and as they are for any department or any part of the budget.
I'm not saying that they're not important or they're not good for our community. I'm just saying that, you know, the buck stops here, people, right?
Any
And
other-
as a reminder, then, every Tuesday in September, we will hold our budget hearings, and that's where you can make your changes to the provisional budget
Mhm.
at that time.
What's the final date of the budget? The last
The last
Tuesday,
Tuesday,
last Tuesday.
26th is when we will adopt.
Yeah, okay. All righty.
Plus, keep in mind, we won't meet that week of the 12th. That's when convention is, so,
It's interesting. They started on Tuesday this year.
yeah, anyway.
Okay. So any other comments? All right, hearing none, let's move on to number, let's see, we're down to personnel changes, number 15.
Yes. Okay, so we have one personnel change. I gotta just get down to it, and that is in the state's attorney's office for Carrie Leifert. It will be effective today, 8/1 administrative specialist, and she'll start at step 1, 2169.
Your motion,
So move.
motion by Schwer,
Second.
second by Waterman. Any other questions or discussions? That one's, is that in the packet? I don't see it in the,
Yep, should have been in your packet.
oh. Okay,
Well, maybe I didn't.
oh, no, we have the travel request. We just don't have that one. so-
Yeah.
Okay, okay. All right, so any other questions or discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. That motion carries. Travel requests.
All right, we have one, Director of Equalization Office, Ultra Software Users Meeting, they use county vehicle, and have all the other information.
Mhm.
So moved.
Motion by Andrews and
Second.
second by Schwer. Any other questions, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. That motion carries. Okay. And I think. Yeah, just looking at minutes. Okay, so any public notices? We have the GOP meeting, I think maybe tomorrow,
Yeah, and then tomorrow night is the 4-H barbecue.
right? Yeah,
Tonight is National Night Out, going to be held downtown Watertown at Foundation Plaza.
thanks for the reminder. So that's a law enforcement support thing, so.
Right.
It's a good, it's a nice, nice way to go and see folks.
By the way, it's August 1st today. How about that? Um,
Well, Wednesday night, we've got the barbecue, and Thursday night, you got the 4-H premium show.
the 4-H what?
The 4-H
Premium show,
on
yeah,
Thursday night.
yeah. There's 2 events there.
Just make sure if you're talking, if you have your mics on, please, just so everyone can hear you.
All right, all right, so, and then next week, it's on the agenda next week, next week, Wednesday, so we'll still have a meeting between now and then. We do have a Sioux Valley Commission Association meeting in Flanders.
Also on that note, then anyone who is intending to go, please let me know. I think I have several of you already, but yes, I just need a count for sure by tomorrow morning at the latest, I guess, if I could.
Okay, old business, number 18, any old business? Any new business, number 19? Any comments, public or commission,
May I mention one more thing?
please?
Senior companion, is someone going to go to that event and represent the commission? That is something that I did all those years. It is this Friday, August 4th, 10:30 at the Elks. It would be nice if someone could be there to represent the county.
30 a.m. The Elks.
Yeah,
Right.
10:30 Friday, August.
We used to
4th.
have that at City Hall. I know I attended that too.
Oh, yeah.
couple
They've done it at the
times,
Elks for a
I
long
think we
time.
just had a volunteer.
You get a
Yeah, we
meal.
tried.
It's quite a thing to go to, though.
Yeah.
The numbers are dwindling. It was really sad to watch that through the years of how many of those individuals no longer help, so. anyway. Just
All
saying.
right, let's, we can talk about that afterwards. I do think we have a need for executive session. And I'm not cutting anybody off. Any other comments from the commissioners? Okay. We have a need, I know, for personnel. I think it's primarily it. So, okay, and I don't entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So move.
Motion by Johnson,
Second.
second by Schwer. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We'll say no. That motion carries. We're in exec, not anticipating any action afterwards. Larissa, can you stop the stream, please? Can you turn off the stream? Or just in the meeting?